Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. Every once in a while we have to remind ourselves why we still prefer the luxury of tangible hardware to the unlimited possibilities of plugins. Unique tones, ergonomic control surfaces, and ideally a timeless piece of music history that effortlessly weathers the decades. Today, however, we unfortunately need to talk about Protein. At the first glance, Waldorf's new toy is ticking all the I personally prefer fat sounding synths boxes. The blue plastic enclosure with a metal front panel is a far cry from the self-confident colors of the 90s, but is chock full of lo-fi 8-bit wavetables, nerds my age and up might have scanned through on larger yet less high-tech displays. Speaking of which, seasoned synthesists will immediately spot the weakness of the physical UI. In addition to the usual filter and basic wavetable controls, the manufacturer included only one knob for each of the 3 envelopes, but more about that in a bit. The synth architecture follows the microwave playbook known from classic hardware and contemporary software products. 2 oscillators can be tweaked independently or as a team. As of now, you can't load custom wavetables, and the conventional waveforms at the end of every table can be deactivated for easier modulations. Table handling is old school with no smoothing, high-res mode, or other shenanigans people raised on plugins might expect, but there's a surprisingly versatile noise source called Dirt hidden in the filter section. While on that subject, it's a 12 dB Curtis CEM emulation with a high pass and a drive option allowing you to add even more disgusting overtones. And I don't particularly like any of these modes. Let's go through the 2 internal FX units I can't send my voice through for greater effect quickly. Before focusing on the crimes against ergonomics Waldorf has committed here. Whenever you touch an envelope knob, it is automatically assigned to the last parameter you have tweaked on this particular ADSR, and you need to use the main encoder to select another stage, making it inconvenient to dial in tones one-handed or without staring at the display like you just found an untouched Mauritius 2 pence blue while tripping. I didn't find a way to adjust envelope curves. Programming the modulation matrix is well thought out, requires a little menu diving assisted by the 4 modulation knobs, and it is fine with me, as are the LFOs. You can access every section of the synth engine by using what looks like some kind of synth nerd tic-tac-toe game, and Flavour introduces semi-random variations. I wouldn't have wasted a knob on that. All this is rounded off with scales and chords for musically challenged people like me. Waldorf arpeggiators have a reputation of being more complex than they seem, and this one is no exception. And the simple SH101 style sequencer is a nice touch. The 4-part multi-mode is somewhat limited by the 8 voices of polyphony. but is great for hot swapping patches without cutting off the release phase, and I appreciate the round and random robin functionality. Thanks to Klangfarbe for lending me their very last Protein, which is about double the size and price of a Walker. Waldorf's compact synth tries to throw a bridge between the great microwave legacy and their modern plugin range. Can it fill the big shoes? You have already heard Protein in today's intro tune. That almost sounds like Serum. Time to put a little 140 BPM TV dinner into the microwave. That's a weird mix of vintage digital grit and plugin-like cleanness. While these patches are more than usable, I have yet to hear something truly impressive coming from the Waldorf Walker. I wanna know if we can make it shine in a more relaxed arrangement. Cognitive dissonance between being personally offended by the envelope workflow and really liking the internal FX is strong. In spite of the knobby interface, you will be glued to the tiny display when creating patches. Let's embrace the crisp timbre of the instrument, do a little mixing and create the musical equivalent to a half-cranked business hotel AC on a cloudy June morning, perfectly suited for coffee shop raves, soft clubbing and EV product launch events. The proudly digital sheen and oftentimes odd UI concepts of Waldorf synths are certainly not to everyone's taste, and chances are Protein won't change that. While the hands-on controls and compact form factor are much appreciated, actual patch creation remains fiddly, and given the tiny display, I was yearning for the DAW interface of the microwave plugin it was most probably based on. Without a doubt, Protein is a convenient way to add a little wavetable touch to your DAW-less setup, but having spent quite some time with its orange ancestor, it just seems like a little kitten compared to the roaring steampunk apex predators from the 80s and 90s. Thanks for watching and see you next time! Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron and use one of the links down below to support the channel regardless of what your gas commands you to buy.